Hey, what's up, guys? It's Lockewynn, and bringing you a new video here, new series actually, Dungeon Defenders 2. Pretty stinking excited for this one. I've been watching the development, you know, how Trendy's been putting this together for a very, very long time, as I imagine some of you have as well. Back to the, you know, the original days when DD2 was going to be a MOBA. It's gone through a lot of changes, and I'll be honest with you guys, having played this one now for about a week and a half, you know, I want to say I couldn't be happier. You know, I just know it's, you know, in a what they call a pre-alpha, kind of a beta phase. They're still working out some of the kinks, and so it's just, you know, not a perfect game yet. It's not a fully developed game, but it is really good. I love it. I love the animation. The art style in this one is very, you know, it's just classic kind of cartoony. Has a great feel, good personality. You know, it doesn't feel like the original Dungeon Defenders. It definitely has its own vibe going, and it's a terrific vibe. So anyway, with that in mind, we're going to hop right in here. This is Dragonfall Bazaar. We're going to do this one on hard because we are, because we're a bunch of hardcore people like that. That's how we do. So I'm going to show you my build on this one. And as most of you probably have your own kind of setups that you tend to do, my build for this is going to be similar to my build for most, you know, most of the maps. It's going to be, you know, each lane is going to have pretty much 2 Earth Shatter towers, a Frostbite tower to slow them down, and then a couple Cannonball towers for anti-air. And then I might make minor adjustments, but that's really going to be how it starts off. So we're going to put Earth Shatter right here, making sure it hits that left lane. Same thing on this one, so there's 2 Earth Shatters for that mid lane. We're going to do 2 more, focusing on the right lane. Drop a Frostbite right here. It's going to be in the middle, so it hits both lanes. And being able to use 1 Frostbite there instead of 2 is going to save us 40 mana. 40 DU rather, and mana. So right here, same thing. I'm going to scoot up just a little bit, and we're going to go right there. There's 1. Just 2. Frostbite. And that's it. So wave number 1 is actually the hardest wave in my opinion, because when you're playing solo, these towers are not going to be enough to stop everyone. If I sit here and do nothing, I'm going to lose. And so you can see there's a group heading over. This is the weak lane. We absolutely need to come help. Otherwise we're going to lose the lane. And we don't really care about that. What is, you know, you're going to notice that in the beginning, you guys have probably seen this before, right, you just saw right there, a javelin went by, and these javelin throwers are outside the range of our towers until we start getting upgrades going. And so, you know, it's another reason why it's so important that you're out there doing some DPS and helping out your towers. They can't handle everything on their own. So let's make sure this is okay. Yes, it is. God, those stupid javelin throwers. So basically, as long as our towers don't die, it's a successful wave. I've had waves where I have to rebuild half my towers after the first wave, and that just sucks. So we can get over here in time. Shit. Dang it. Alright, we got it. That was close, but we got it. Alright, gentlemen, the day is ours. Whoa! Yeah, check that out, man. We almost got smashed. Okay. Going to switch. And they made a change here. Instead of running around getting chests, you just kind of go to one of these, I think they call it a mana node. You just talk to that green floaty goblin guy, and he hooks you up with the mana. So I'm going to start off light here. I'm going to do 3 cannonball towers. And then I might add, later on I might go in with a, not a I want to call it a harpoon, a ballista. These guys, they're going to be facing straight, but you want to make sure they you know, are angled to get the flyers as they come in here. So something like that should be fine. And that'll do it. So I've got enough to do 4 upgrades here. We're going to upgrade these. Oh, you know, I forgot to put my boost towers in. Yeah, I'm a noob. Oh well. So I mentioned earlier that I hate the javelin throwers, not because they're a bad mob. I think they're a terrific implementation to the game, and that sucks right there. But what you'll find is they're actually out of range of your default ranges, and so you can't really kill them with your towers until you've got 1 or 2 upgrades on your towers. And that's why it's so important to get some DPS out there in the beginning. Oh god, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. I think I wanna live. Like that little shoulder head roll he does. And we know the card's going to take some damage. That's just the javelins. Not a big deal. Okay. So let's get those boost towers down. And that should leave us with 140 mana left over. Yep, there it is, 140. Sorry, not mana, DU. So I can spend that anywhere I want, but I'm not going to spend it until probably wave 4 or 5. That way I know where it's going to be. And it's probably going to be over here, like I mentioned, with a ballista. Anti-air seems to be what's needed the most on this one. Let's do this guy. Apprentice. Well, that wyvern almost got through. This guy does not do a lot of damage, but I like his abilities. They help a lot. And kind of correcting myself, when I say he doesn't do a lot of damage, it's because he's a tower spec. He's not a DPS spec. So I want to say it's in cruise control, but it's really not. Not until your Earth Shatter towers are upgraded twice are you really going to be in cruise control. I play solo, mostly, and so I try and get my towers to the point where I can just sit back and do nothing and let them do everything. The only time you need DPS really is when the ogres come out. But again, that's not until you get 2 upgrades on your Earth Shatter towers, and probably only going to do 1 on the Cannonball towers, unless I have extra mana. If I build other towers with my spare DU, I will not have mana left over to upgrade those Cannonball towers to level 3. And that is why I tend to hold off on building those. And the main reason I like to get those cannonball towers upgraded is not just because they deal more damage, and that's very, very sexy, but it increases their range. Those towers have a very, very short range, which you've probably noticed. So let's do that. That. And that. Cool. Let's go hops. So, I did this map about 20 minutes ago before I did the video, and I did not build a harpoon turret down there, and it was fine. It was just fine. So, yeah, look at those wyverns getting melted. I'm curious though, because you know, the thing about these Earth Shatter totems that's awesome, they do a lot of damage, but they're specifically ground units only. They don't target, you know, flying units. The cannonball towers are going to hit both, which means they can be distracted, and that kind of gets in the way sometimes. Like this group of wyverns, there's a huge group of orcs down here below that can distract these towers, and the wyverns can fly right over them, and that's kind of problematic, which is why I've kind of been considering using the monks' anti-air towers, because they're just, you know, they're just going to sit there and wait for the wyverns to come by and then mow them down. It's just a really weak tower, though, from what I can find, and so, you know, whatever, we do what we can. I'll just leave the build the way it is. Check this out. That's such a wicked move, I love it. I should just call it the "You Shall Not Pass." Sorry, I kind of got quiet there. There's not a whole lot going on here. You know, I mentioned once you get those Earth Shatter towers to level 2, it's pretty much cruise control, and that's where we're at. So wave 5 is going to be, I don't know, kind of boring. Oh, just kidding. There's not going to be a lot for us to do other than watch and then loot, collect fat loots. Alright, so we can do 3 upgrades. One. Alright, that side should be fine. I'm going to dump everything else over here, because we have the ogre coming. Come at me, bro. Come at me. Alright. Wither beasts. I kind of like the wither beast. You know, the design is cool. I'm not quite sure. Well, I can see how they would be problematic if you're building walls and everything. And you'll notice in my builds, I don't use walls. I'll tell you why right now. If I put a wall here, then the javelin throwers are going to stand way back here and target the wall and throw it, and that's outside my tower range. By not building any walls, they're going to walk closer before they start throwing their javelins, and that way they walk into the range of my Earth Shatter totems, and I can kill them. It's fine, like, not building walls is perfectly okay, as long as you have the stats and the tower DPS to kill anything before it gets to your walls. Excuse me, before it gets to your towers. So, yeah, this guy. I'm not doing anything to him. Jeez. And don't die! Don't die! Don't die! Sweet. Okay. Nice. And you can see I just killed an ogre before he got to my towers here. No walls needed. Again, though, that's kind of like a, you know, provided you have good stats. Oh, my frames just dropped there. So anyway, we pretty much won at this point. Just gonna let the towers clean up. Woo-woo! Alright guys, huzzah, we win. Let's see what we get. A green chest, of course. I was excited. I got my first blue chest earlier this morning. It was a crappy blue item, but hey, felt good. Piggy bank, piggy bank, piggy bank. And something I don't need. Make sure we get all the loot. And that's pretty much it. So that's the map, guys. Thanks for watching, and feel free to post comments below if you have any questions about the build, or comments, things that you think I can do to improve my build, or questions about why I put things where I put them. Feel free to comment and like the video. Hope you guys have a great week. Blessings, peace, later.